Okay.
Hi, Ariel.
Hi, how are you?
I am good, thanks. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm here, just laying down. I'm here with Maddie.
Hi. Hey, Maddie.
Hi. She's going to listen in on our session, but this one's about me.
Okay.
But yeah, I wanted to call this meeting to order, this session, and I really want to focus on just kind of like the perfectionism and how I think that since I was a child, that if I'm the perfect version of this, whatever archetype, say it's spiritual, it's sports, it's whatever, if I'm this perfect person, then everything is going to fall into place. So I'd like to let go of perfectionism and not being so hard on myself for not, having the same morning routine and being at the gym at 5 a.m. I just want to get the idea of perfectionism, play with it, because I think I'm a bit hard on myself.
Okay. I understand that. So what we're going to address is your self-judgment in regards to a persona that you've adopted, but then haven't actually been. And so you have an inner conflict going on because you have a standard of perfection, which
I can't sustain,
and which you attempt to sustain.
Yes.
And the reason why it's difficult is because there's an inner conflict going on with something else that's more important to you than that. And so let's put it this way.
Okay.
When you make a decision, I'm not talking about a goal, but let's say that you had a very, very frightening experience when you were young. And as a result of that, it shocked your system. And you made a decision that things were a particular way for you. And so that locks something in. And then you go unconscious to it that you ever did that. And yet that's part of your software program on what's going on in that slow-moving undercurrent of your unconsciousness, And so when you make decisions in your conscious space without taking into consideration how they disrupt everything else that you've said is important to you, that seems to be in conflict with your new behavioral choices and your new rigidity of having that lofty of a goal that you have to literally be tense in order to accomplish it. So So I guess my first step would be saying congratulations to the fact that you noticed that this wasn't working for you, and you'd like to reorient. And so whatever you're doing right there is giving some sort of feedback that's coming in harshly. I don't know what it is. And okay, so to begin with, perfectionism. You've given a bad rap to. At least in how you've dealt with it for yourself. Yeah.
More like, I think, mastery too. I try to master sexuality.
Yes. So let's look at that.
Okay.
We're each still operating by our social personality. Regardless of the level of our opening and awakening, that yet hasn't really divorced us from owning the story of Ariel and the story of David. the story of Maddie. So we're still operating ourselves from our life stories. And we're trying to improve our story so it has a happy ending, or a happier ending, or at least a more enjoyable present. And hopefully moving into greater and greater levels of success and mastery and peace and joyousness. So, but all of that is coming from a point of where we're saying we're not enjoying that right now in this moment. And so when you plan, so us even taking any action the way that you're suggesting and the way that we're looking at it is further validating the fact that your persona is a fabricated one. It's a list of goals and intentions, of yourself and your friends and your family and your schools and the government and the collective human consciousness. None of the fuck know who they are themselves. None of whom are in a state of consciousness where they don't need to say anything. Their very presence lights up the room and removes the pain and suffering and confusion, in the people that they're with. So if you want to make small, slight, almost insignificant improvements in yourself, that's good. I would suggest that if that's what you're going to do, that you not put it in the future, that you put it in the now.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's address that from a now point of view and from a now realization that we don't need to pretend in this moment, in this instantaneous point of communication between you and I, we don't have to pretend to be disabled here. Certainly not to ourselves and not to each other either. Because all of your disabilities, all of your inabilities, all of your limitations that are not based on physics, they're all fabrications to create a particular wavelength and a particular unique point of view that has a steady vibrational state that communicates in this way and behaves in this way. So what we're talking about is messing with your, very state of being, your created aspect of who and what you are. We're actually asking for the program to be changed so that there's a natural manifestation instead of one where you're struggling to achieve something that you can't because you're interconflicted about it to the point of not being able to execute it based upon your conscious decision. And so what you want is your conscious decisions to be what controls reality. But you can't do it from a state of self-denial, a state of being the story instead of the creator. So in our last session, we were playing with experiencing ourselves in different ways. And I know that the way that we began trying is something that is a highly effective tool if you use it. And it's one that I'm going to use more for myself. And that is the little story, the fact that that this universe was created. At some point it didn't exist. All the scientists already agree on that there was nothing, not even empty space, not even a void. There was just nothing. And then in an instant, there was a big bang and galaxies formed out of nothing.
Um,
So the fact that that happened suggests that it happened somehow in the space of something else, in the consciousness of something greater than that. Because everything always bears fruit. All you need to do to conceptually realize that everything is conscious and that the universe itself is conscious is just notice what happens. You know, apple trees have apples. So what can have a conscious human as an offspring? Not something that's not conscious. So that creator before the universe was, how did that creator experience itself? So now I'm asking the question and I'm expecting you to reach out throughout time and space and dimensions and realities and embrace everything that can be embraced and everything that can't be embraced in such a way that the answer is readily received, understood, and then begins because of the depth of your realization of the knowledge and information that comes back. You allow that to reprogram the story of you.
Yeah.
So as the creator consciousness, you know, what is that, what self-awareness is there of a being that can, on its own choice and decision, create a universe? Fucking relatively easily, miraculously easy. Okay, so what kind of consciousness can birth a universe? And have the universe, as infinite and eternal as it is, be an insignificant part of totality of the creator itself. So what kind of consciousness is that? Reach out and find out. I want you to feel it. Open in every way until you embrace whatever it is that is. You have to expand, obviously, beyond time and space, beyond the universe itself. You have to expand out before the universe itself was created. And then you have to notice that you connected to that. And then that's what you surrender to. Everything that you've identified as that can't do something or doesn't know something or can't figure out something, you know, is struggling with the emotions and thoughts and ideas and beliefs and attitudes and mastery and synchronicity and magic, miraculous magic. Don't hold on to this false self, this false story of the incapable you. This is where you get rid of it, right here, right now. And how you get rid of it is you already did. You already fucking contacted the consciousness of the creator that created the universe before the universe was created. You're there with that now. And the universe is insignificant now to you. Because you see the context in which it exists, how infinitely small it really is. Compared to the truth that birthed it, compared to the truth that created it. And since there's no consciousness in the universe that isn't there as an expression of the creator, doing that thing that object, each object is doing. It's the creator consciousness that is experiencing that as that form. And so the change that we're suggesting is available to everyone, everywhere, all the time. Always has been and always will be. Is that you can opt out anytime you want. Anything can. The creator's consciousess that has become limited to the norms of what an object has of that configuration. Those waveforms, those particles, those frequencies, those formations of form that is consciousness is a unique expression. Each one gets to choose to wake up when it wants to. And it's your turn. So as the creator consciousness, now looking down, having created the universe, and oops, so it's 13.8 billion years went by before you paid much attention to it again, and now you are. It's in the palm of your hand. You're the creator saying, okay, what happened in here? How much of my consciousness, would like to be the embodiment of the creator consciousness instead of the embodiment of objectified, storied consciousness. Well, let's see. Where the fuck is everybody? Still asleep? Why? It's not like there wasn't plenty of ways to become enlightened and awakened, even though it didn't bring you completely back to the truth. There were options for individuated freedom. But somehow, I guess it was too hard for everybody. But now that because you're there as creator consciousness with whatever that space is, to where the entire universe is just one insignificant creation that was a bit of a breeze to do, and contains your own self-awareness and consciousness, and you're experiencing everything that's going on in there in addition to everything else you've ever done. Now you're realizing that, some of those aspects are ready for you. Some of those aspects are ready to own their truths. So the part of your creator consciousness, Ariel, Maddie.
Yeah. It's like,
just sit in that. Just feel it. And feel how, as you own that feeling in your body, nothing else can stay the same. If you own that level of self-realization within your experience of your body, then your body transforms. It's that easy. So experience.
Thank you.
Experience the creator holding all creation in the palm of her hand, your hand. All those billions of years, all those trillions of galaxies, all those infinite, unbelievably infinite points of individuated consciousness. You're looking at the whole thing in the palm of your hand, all of that. Even though it's expanding out infinitely fast in every direction all the time, it can never get so big that you can't put it in a lot more things in your pocket or your handbag, and forget that you had it for a minute. So, as that creator consciousness, look at Ariel. Look at Ariel from outside the universe, man. How far do you have to look outside the universe and then into the center of the universe? to find Aaron and Maddie and David. And there they are. There they are, having a conversation about the ultimate truth and how you can plug that into your life so that you can have a perfect life with just the right amount of imperfections to give yourself some flavor, some personality. Not so much as to confuse you or make you go unconscious or make you live in a dream. But enough for you that you can enjoy being here. Choose to stay here. And yet at a level of consciousness that I don't think has ever been matched before in the history of not just the world, but the universe. The creator of the universe, looking at the creation of the universe, seeing the span of it all and just the small amount of its attention, and experiencing it all time, all space, all dimensions, all realities, all the multiverses that spun off of this one, and and then as you feel that, one foot in hell, your traumas, your pains, your suffering, your story, the story of you as a personality and a being this way, being this woman, being afraid of this and not knowing that. You're facing the creator of the universe, looking back, knowing that the creator of the universe is looking you in the eye and saying, you want what? It all? Well, how about since you have to know that you're going to literally be destroyed in terms of your sense of self, if you get what you ask for, what you're going to be able to refer to yourself as in the future is something that is overwhelmingly identified with eternity rather than with the story of a human. So how much change do you really want? You want to take it up a notch to self-awareness, self-realized, actualized, redeemed, enlightened, a master of life and reality. How about that for a beginning? Because you can still retain a semblance of you. You can still keep your friends. You can still keep your family relationships. You can still deal with the people that you love because you'll leave enough of your humanity, to care to have a human experience still.
Fine.
So how much of the creator consciousness can you embody so that your transformation is one that is a beautiful one, is an easy one, it is a glorious one, is one that blesses you infinitely and one that blesses others infinitely. The one that's worthy, that would be if you were the only one, but you're not going to be the only one. But if you were the only one, like there were a bunch of only ones before, the Buddhas and Krishnas and Christ and such, ad infinitum, I know most of them don't get stories. I think there's always one handful of people that are pretty special in a non-special way, meaning that they're clear vessels for the consciousness of the transcendent being.
Yeah.
And so let's have that be the first step. Allow your vessel to be cleansed by the creator consciousness to the level that would facilitate you being removing the embodiment of a very beautifully conscious, benevolent goddess. How about that? A demigod.
Demigod.
A demigoddess.
Goddess.
So, open. Because it's not something that you have to talk the creator consciousness into. All you have to do is meet the creator consciousness and you're fucked as far as staying yourself, essentially. And so if you set up the parameters of how closely you're going to get connected to the truth that sets you free, and that you say, okay, I want it on the hierarchy of consciousness, I want to step it up to the level of a master of reality. Is that a clock in the background right here?
No.
Oh. Okay. So feel your sense of self. And again, this is a choice you get to make, but you have to make it from two places simultaneously. You ready?
Yeah.
As Ariel, as Maddie, as David, as our sense of self. We know if we ask, we're not going to get it because we're conflicted. We have everything that we've ever promised to ourselves and to everybody else, throughout space and time and dimensions and realities, and countermanding us ever doing something that essentially makes us disappear.
Yeah.
But the story is changing. We're not going to get rid of the story of you. We're going to give it a happy ending.
I'd like that.
So the story of you has its happy ending. Your happy ending story of today is hooray. You've met the truth of yourself. And your past no longer matters. Because the only reason that you had a past the way that you did was so that in this present moment, you could choose to realize yourself again. The truth embodied. So open to that and stay open. Stay in the opening. And as you open and further expand, there comes a point where those solidities of your programming in the past, they just can't even maintain the structure of their existence anymore. Because you open the truth so much that the lie, has a tough time in your presence. It just can't maintain its idea of itself, its reason for being. And it unravels and just goes back to potential. Or goes forward to, something new and wonderful.
I feel that.
Okay. There. So it's okay for the body to surrender. So feel it. And with everything that you feel, give it to creator consciousness. And as creator consciousness, take it. As creator consciousness, notice everything that's going on in that body. And as the body consciousness, notice the creator right there with you. And you're handing everything that you can feel, everything that you sense to the creator to reconfigure in such a way that this storied ending of you, the hero's journey and the great work has its home in you.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. The flow's open now.
Yeah.
And so it's a fire of transformation, and the fire burns the lies away. The fire is the transmutation of the structure of a lie in limiting your truth. And so as you feel everything changing inside you, it's a beautiful thing. It's a transformative shift, and there's, doesn't seem like there's enough of those going on. So, cherish it as you move through the experience of being on the side of destruction of self as a beautiful thing, as the truth that sets you free creates your new expression.
Wow.
So both happening at the same time. Your new expression is coming, and is coming as more clarity of your eternal truths. So nothing new is being created. You're just being freed to actually have free will and free choice here. But you have to be realized in order for that truly to be true. But you can choose to be free, and if you keep surrendering, doing what you are to the fire of transformation, you just feel that dissipation of the solidity into the light of truth. It's a beautiful thing. The realization of the truth that sets you free changes you. It refines you. Doesn't make you something you're not. It gets rid of the knots, the lies, the unconsciousness, the mistaken identities, the beliefs in lies that aren't true. All of that goes away in your direct perception of yourself and reality as it is what gives you your map of reality. Not a story, not a belief system, not a philosophy. It's you. And you're open to experiencing all realms of it. You're always able to take that far out view beyond the universe, all the way to the point before the creation of the universe and your decision to create it. And see it manifest and develop and expand for billions of years. And now, aspects, individuated points of consciousness within that universe now are going to choose to be the creator within the creation, to be free, to be whole, to be complete. The creator consciousness made real in a physical body, in a life form. So open, so that that's an easy flow for you. Keep opening. How far do you have to open for that not to be an uncomfortable experience? Keep opening. Open more. Open enough until the truth that sets you free is a beautiful experience instead of an uncomfortable one. Keep opening. See, if you are the perfection of consciousness, truth, then how perfectly are you going to behave? It's going to be natural for you. If you're the truth, it's natural for you to behave in a true way to yourself as a body and to other bodies. Truth realized, made real is you. By the way, thank you so much for this session. I need everyone myself. And,
Same, thank you.
And the fact that I haven't done one for a week is a little embarrassing to me. And so if you guys can refer some people in, fill up my schedule a little bit, I'd appreciate it.
You got it. No.
Good, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm experiencing a bit of a cathartic release now. I'm kind of breathing heavily. So now, at this level of opening, just like anything that I connect with that's solid or painful in me, just quickly starts dissolving.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
And so each time we do this, we go kind of through a similar process because it's always reorienting to the truth. Because if we're not living as our truth yet, then we've gone back onto using old programs of belief systems that are based upon lies as our operating program. And so let's focus on that for a moment and allow our operating program, our automatic operating program, to be one that has been forever changed because it's spent enough time in a state of divine celebration, divine knowing, divine presence. So what divine presence can you experience right here, right now, in your room with you? What sort of ascended masters, angels, archangels, what sort of denizens of heaven who are unconditionally loving, benevolent, supporting of all life, supporting of all consciousness? How many of them want to hang out with you right now? Look around the room. Open. Look around the room with your eyes closed. And say thank you.
Thank you. All of them, David.
All of them.
Raphael, Metatron, Zachariel, Samuel, Michael, Gabriel. And
again, it's not personas, not personages that have adopted those names that operate them in a manner that's polarized or paradoxical.
So what do they call those names?
Yes, the ones with those names that are unconditionally loving, benevolent, kind, miraculous beings that love you.
They do love me.
Okay, so open and receive then. Open and receive.
Open.
Ariel man. Man and God. Woman and God.
That's what I am.
God and woman.
What's my name?
Goddess and woman. You know, the Godhead is your head. Get your head in the game of life, your real one. Your desire for perfection is simply a desire to be the real you. To take off your mask and call it a day and say, round 2. Ariel and your truths. Round 1's over. The bell's rung. You had a 3-minute rest. Round 2, the bell just rang. So round 2 is accept and allow the transformation that occurs to a human consciousness, a brain, a body. Or when that human consciousness, brain and body are in a proximate condition to divine self-awareness such that the mask and the story and the false identity and the ego can't pretend the lies are true anymore. No more confusion. Lies are not true. If it's condemning you, it's a lie. Let it go. You don't argue against a lie. You radiate your truth. And your truth isn't an idea, and your truth isn't a belief, and your truth isn't a story in a book. It's not a story, a play, a philosophy, or even a persona. But it is worth having. It's worth knowing. It's worth experiencing. So, how far do you have to open right now to experience a level of truth that sets you free? Don't calculate it, just start opening and find the answer. We're not interested in philosophical answers. We're not interested in something to be written down in a book. We're interested in you having an experience that's worth writing a book about.
Right.
So have that experience of opening and awakening and ascending and transcending the limitations of human consciousness, the limitations agreed to by every being in this universe. You're not limited to that anymore. You're owning the creator consciousness from the creator consciousness into your body. And you're owning the experience and history of the body at the same time. And you're allowing the creator consciousness to rewrite the story of you, chapter 2. Your life is over. The reason that you were the way that you were tonight was so that you could have this experience now. So let go of everything and have the experience that you wished for, that you dreamed of. Have it now. Have it all. And quit resisting it. Stay open and open more. Open until the flow is continuous and easy, and gives you. You have to be able to breathe easy. You have to breathe a sigh of relief in your transformation. So open a lot. Open up until you feel a sigh of transformation in the transmutation of your transcendent quantum shift. Look at yourself all the way through space and time and dimensions, all the way through the universe to beyond the universe to the Creator holding the universe in the palm of its hand. It's you. And as that, support the choice of your individuated aspect named Ariel. Okay, looks like I got a new home. Part of me that was individuated, that had free agency to stay stupid until they decided to wake up, just chose to wake up. Okay, how much more of myself am I going to add into that equation now? How much does that aspect of myself want to open up? And give it and receive it. Give it and receive it. And each time you receive more, ask for more. Thank you. Yeah. More, please. Thank you. More, please. Thank you. More, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. More, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
More. More.
One.
More. More. It's not that the Creator Consciousness has to give you more. It's just that it's so against your nature to accept an experience of transformation that you're in a continuous state of shutdown where you have to decide over and over and over and over again to reopen, because you shut yourself down almost instantly as soon as you ask for a miraculous shift. So, more. Thank you. More. More. So you're really talking more about your self-destructive tendencies to keep yourself the way that you've been. More, please. More surrender to the ultimate truth that sets you free. Surrender more. Surrender all of this stuff that's so dense, so traumatized, so unconscious. If you can feel it, if you're owning it, if it's you, give it up. It's not yours. You just think it is. Quit holding on to stuff that's not yours to hold on to. The past is not yours to hold on to. Let it go. So even me, like with my romantic situation, the way things are today are the way things are today, and I have to be okay with my circumstances in business and family and social and love and say there's a good reason for things being this way right now. More, please. More self-awareness, more freedom, more love. More truth. As soon as you get to a point where it's difficult, where the flow kind of stops, that's your cue to open more. To say, okay, yeah, I see that's where I'm really stuck, and that's where you open. You open right there. You open right where you're stuck, and open and more and more and more. Until the stuckness can't exist as part of you.
Yeah.
Whew. Well, that feels better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how much more? How much better? How free?
Better.
How much more? How much more? How much more, Ariel?
Better.
I don't want to have the same conversation with you next time. How much more? How much more right now? Enough so that tomorrow is at
We
least
don't have this conversation.
at least the shift that you were yearning for. Let's have love.
Trust me, I feel it.
Let's have love be the identity that we experience ourselves as tomorrow. Love of self tomorrow. Feel that. Open to that. Our divine friends, God bless us, please help. Whatever it is we need to see and to know and to understand, where we need to open, where we need to surrender, where we need to realize and awaken, anything that you can do to point the way or give us a little nudge here and there so that we make the choices and create the transformation through those choices. We want our choices to be wise ones and effective ones. Ones that are for the highest good of all.
Yes.
Despite all of the internal reasons of everything that we did in every lifetime here, all the different ways that we've condemned ourselves eternally, that has to be re-examined. All of it. And so as you feel all of the reasons why what we're discussing could never ever happen to you, that's what you surrender on the altar. You say, hey, here's the reason why this can never ever happen to me. God, divine friends, and stop, take a good look at this one, because this is the one that's been sticking me. This is what's been stopping me. This is why I've been trapped where my conscious choices no longer have effect. Look at it with your divine friends, and you'll see that this whole construct of its existence was based upon misunderstandings, misinterpretations, unconsciousness, stress, and lies. So, surrender it all. There's really, truly nothing worth holding on to here. Nothing at all. You reorient your life once you have the truth. You don't plan your life from the point of not being true to how you're going to behave when you are the embodiment of truth. So stop that. Just admit your defeat. Admit that that you're unconscious and unaware, and say, "Whoops, this happened again. I've got to go home." And how do you awaken? You go home to your truth. It's your truth that sets you free. It's not an idea of truth; it's the actual truth. So the actual truth is you have to go all the way back home. And I suggest that that's before the creation of the universe. So go back home all the way. All the way before the consciousness that you are chose for the universe to happen, and then for you to individuate within that and exist for 13.8 billion years before you became this particular human and that it is this lifetime in which something beautiful and amazing happens. And that beautiful and amazing thing is yours to open into right now.
Right.
So open and receive. Yeah. Nice.
Right.
You're making it easier for other people to be here now when you do that. You realize that.
Yes.
Well, good. Thank you. Because now we're at that point where we're in a shared state of oneness. You feel that?
Yes. So much.
No barriers between us. No
None.
barriers between you and the rest of the universe. So
No
now the
barriers.
universe has access to you and you have access to the universe. And so put your attention back on your divine friends. Sam, I'm back. Thank you.
I'm back. Thank you.
Stabilizing this experience is easier in this moment for your presence. Thank you. I don't want to project. I don't want to project into the future that I'm going to be disabled enough that I'm continually asking for your assistance. But based upon my past, I'm just afraid that I'm going to have to. And so, whatever can be done in a beautiful, blissful, truthful way. For me to experience the freedom that I yearn for. The universe, please show me the way. So that this is not a struggle to create, but it's a natural burst of the truth in me. Being born again is the truth. And that's what we surrender our bodies to in our current state of embodied consciousness. We're giving up the story and replacing it with the truth. We're walking out of the movie theater. We're closing the book. We're walking outside our room, outside the house, outside the context of the local community that we're in. And expanding out our consciousness to embrace the universe and everyone and everything in it. You feel that.
Ah, well, thank you.
Okay, you firing me?
Passing out.
Okay.
That's how relaxed I am.
Well, good. Well, this was a progression. This was pretty good.
Definitely.
How are you doing, Manny?
She couldn't sleep.
You're so calming. Halfway through, I had to keep waking myself back up because I felt so nice and safe and calm. I love listening to your sessions.
Okay. Well, excellent. That makes me happy because as a new foundation, for whatever sense of self might, whatever level of ego I'm going to have, having some validation that this is useful, that this is something that is beneficial to the people that I share it with, is creating, is part of my transformation process and creating a new reality for me that this is what I should be doing all the time.
I think so. I could definitely. It's beautiful. Sure.
Cool. Okay. Well, you guys have a good evening, and thanks for the
You too,
opportunity.
David. Thank you for helping me with this.
Okay. I always take it to the logical extreme. I can't stay on one.
Plain. I know. I love it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start charging you for sessions unless you have another one soon.
Oh, you got it.
All righty.
Bye.
Good night. Bye. Yeah. Great. So, my body is tight. And despite the fact that I've felt a lot of openness, a nice flow, some gratitude, some love. Now, just mentioning that is opening things up more for me. It's opened the flow because I was a little collapsed. So as you contemplate fully opening and experiencing, not an intellectual transformation, but an experiential one. You're not here to learn, you're here to reveal your truth to yourself. So how are you going to do that? I'm doing this because what has worked best for me so far. If I knew a better way, I'd be doing it. But this is working enough for me to keep playing with it. Which obviously means it's not working enough, It's not that one shot enlightenment, even though it is. It is a one-shot enlightenment. But it's something that you sit in and you experience. It's an experiential transformation. How long it takes for you depends on how open you are to fully experiencing the transformation. As much happens in each moment as you let happen. So you can't say how long it is. Depends on how open you are. And I'm this open. So this is what I experience. Can you criticize this for me? Of course. Piece of cake. But it's not my cake you should be worried about. It's your own piece of the pie of consciousness. Your own magnificent self, God knows what that would be like for you to know yourself as your truth. So with each distraction that comes in to pull you away, that's just an indication for you to be aware of that for the moment. Where you get to choose which experience you want to have. Do you want to be in that drama that just came up? Or do you want to live in the truth instead? If you want to live in the truth, then you have to stay connected to the drama until the truth sets you free from it. So you live in the truth and the drama simultaneously. So the silences are to where I'm experiencing the density within myself and embracing that. At the same time, I'm embracing myself as the truth also. So having the same pace, the same place occupied, the divine and the profane. That's what transmutes things for me. And for me, it's taken a long time to even get this far. But I'm beginning to like being me. I'm beginning to feel love. Beginning to feel gratitude. Beginning to feel that my life has a worthy purpose. Is it delusional? If you think so, then, it's certainly not the right thing for you to have a thought in your mind about me. But it's not about me. My transformation is about me, of course. But this isn't, something for my struggles with opening into and experiencing my own transformation. Isn't something that, is the purpose of this and to entertain you. It's to document, not just document what works for me. Not saying that this is any special, but the fact that my best experiences are when I share this with somebody else. And so that seems to be my path, is for me to do these sessions, for me to say these things that I otherwise wouldn't be contemplating if it were just myself, quiet meditation. So that feels good. Feels good. Well, we'll let this wrap up then. If anybody that either doesn't work for me or isn't a very close friend that would otherwise put up with watching something like this is actually ever having an impact on someone I don't know. And I'm a little delighted by that. So this video is my gift to you. And that it might point you in the direction where your own divine wish for yourself is more easily realized is one who made this. So, God bless you.